Welcome back, my dear students, once again to your YouTube channel. In today's video, I shall be continuing with your Macbeth. Yes, this video is for my class 12 students, and this is going to be the first video of your Macbeth series for your class 12. So, without further ado, let's get started. But, before I begin, like I always tell you, yes, if you find these videos helpful and interesting, kindly do not forget to give me a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It shall keep me motivated. Alright, so let's begin with Act 3, Scene 1. And I've been following this Oxford School Shakespeare series. This is edited by Roma Gill. Alright, now we had stopped at this juncture when Duncan had been murdered. Okay, and strange things have been happening all over Scotland. And Ross had been in conversation with the old man, and he had been reporting such strange things that have been happening in Scotland, which was indicative that even nature was, a kind of revolting kind of, nature was giving the signal that something was wrong. So we take it up from there. Act 3, Scene 1, Macbeth's Castle. Enters Banquo dressed for riding. So Banquo is probably going somewhere out. And Banquo is talking to himself. This is his soliloquy. Thou hast it now, king, courtier, glams, all, as the weird women promised. And I fear thou playedst most foully for it. So you have now everything, Macbeth. You've become the king. You've become the Thane of Cawdor, and you were already the Thane of Glams, like the weird women, as in the witches had predicted. And deep within my heart, I fear that you have been up to some mischief to get there. Yet it was said it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. But then it was again predicted that this kingship will not remain with you. The throne will not remain with you, it will soon pass away from your hand. And to me, the witches had predicted that though I wouldn't be the king myself, my children shall be the king. So here we see Banquo has been also contemplating about the prophecy of the witches. If there come truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine. Why by the verities on thee made good, may they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? This is actually true. He's saying that, Banquo is saying that if the wishes have come true for you, shouldn't I expect that these wishes are going to hold true for me as well? But hush no more. He's going to remain quiet because he hears the footsteps. And Senate are your, those musical instruments, like trumpet like musical instruments, which are sounded like the bugle, which are blown to announce the arrival of the king. Senate sounded, enters Macbeth as king, Lady Macbeth as queen, Lennox, Ross, lords, and attendants. Macbeth. Here's our chief guest, Lady Macbeth. If he had been forgotten, it had been a gap in our great feast, and all thing unbecoming. So Macbeth and Lady Macbeth have already planned for a gala feast. Okay, we will read about the feast in the next few scenes, in the banquet scene. So what happens here is Lady Macbeth is telling, yes, we have prepared for the feast, and if we have forgotten to invite him, then all the efforts of organizing such an event would go to waste. Macbeth. Tonight we hold a solemn supper, that is a formal dinner party. Sir, and I request your presence. So this is the formal invitation. Banquo. Let your highness command upon me, to which my duties are with almost indissoluble tie forever need. So in other words, Banquo is telling, yes, of course, your wish is my command. Whatever you tell me, I'm going to follow. You have invited me, and I would be more than happy to attend the uh, feast. And then Macbeth asks, ride you this afternoon? Are you going out this afternoon? Aye, my lord. We should have else desired your great good advice, which still hath been both grave and prosperous in this day's council. But will take tomorrow. Is it far you ride? So Macbeth says, oh, you're going out today. I thought I would talk to you about some important matters of the state, but it's all right since you're going out. We will talk about it tomorrow. And how far are you going? So first he's asking when is he going, and second time he's asking how far is he going. Banco replies, as far, my lord, as will fill up the time twixt this and supper. So I'm going as far as the time between this time and supper time would allow me. Go not my horse the better, I must become a borderer of the night for a darker hour or twain. So if my horse is not being late, I would, come back within maximum an hour or two beyond the night. Fail not our feast, my lord, I'll not. So, no, I will not be absent, I'll definitely attend. Macbeth says, we here are bloody cousins are bestowed in England and in Ireland. Who are these cousins? Of course, Malcolm and Donalbain. Not confessing their cruel parricide. Parricide is the death of the father, killing of their father. Actually, Macbeth is trying to portray that it is the sons of Duncan who've killed him. So, and having killed them, they've escaped to England and Ireland. That is what Macbeth is trying to portray. Filling their hearers with strange inventions. So, giving out straw. Macbeth is per saying that these people have ran away in England and Ireland and then they are making up stories. But of that tomorrow, when therewithal, we shall have cause of the state craving us jointly. And tomorrow, we will tell the world the truth that it is these people who have actually killed Duncan. In other words, Macbeth is trying to play a safe game. Hie you to the horses, adieu, till you return at night, and goodbye. Goes Fleance with you? Fleance is Banquo's son, so Macbeth wants to know whether Fleance is going with him or not. And why is he particularly concerned about Fleance? Is because, the witches had predicted that Banquo's children would be the king. So whether Banquo's children are keeping well or where they are not keeping well, that is a great concern for Macbeth. Aye, my good lord, our time does call upon us. So we see here, Banquo is wishing goodbye, bidding adieu. And he confirms that Fleance is going. Macbeth, I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so do I commend you to their backs. Farewell. He says, I wish that you have a fruitful journey. Let every man be the master of time till 7 at night to make society the sweeter welcome. We will keep ourselves till supper time alone. While then, God be with you. So to the rest of the people, he says, well, you people can leave and rest now till we meet for dinner, which is at 7 o'clock. 7 in the night. Exeunt all but Macbeth and a servant. Sirrah, a word with you. Sirrah, we have a word too. Yes, attend those men our pleasure. And the servant says, they are, my lord, without the palace gate. So the servant tells that there are some people who've come to meet Macbeth. And they are waiting where? Outside Macbeth's castle, palace gate. Bring them before us. And thus begins, Macbeth is left alone because the servant goes out to call these men, and a very important soliloquy. So the scene has begun with a soliloquy by Banquo. Now we see Macbeth's soliloquy. Very, very important one. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. So Macbeth is admitting to be thus is nothing, to remain in such a position is nothing. It hardly matters whether I'm a king or not, but to be safely thus, because I'm not safe. Why is he not safe? He's not safe because even he knows that the witches had predicted that Banquo's children would be the king. So his throne is under constant threat. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. Why is he afraid of Banquo? These are the reasons. Number one, he because of his royal nature. He's very royal by nature. It's much he dares. Number two, he's very daring, very courageous. And to the dauntless temper of his mind, he's not afraid of anything. He's mentally extremely strong. He hath the wisdom that guide his valour to act in safety, and he is extremely wise. So these are the reasons. You could number them with 1, 2, 3, 4. There is none but he whose being I do fear. Okay? And so it is only him that I fear. And under him my genius is rebuked, as it is said, Mark Antony's was by Caesar. Okay, so what happened under Octavius Caesar in the play Julius Caesar? Mark Antony was, though very influential person, he was not given prominence, and Octavius Caesar was getting all the popularity, all the limelight. So he is comparing that, and he says, when Banquo is around, people do not, you know, give me all the attention, all the importance that I deserve. Everything gets directed towards Banquo. That is another reason. He chid the sister when first they put the name of king upon me and bade them speak to him. Yes, he was very angry with the witches when the witches predicted that Macbeth would be the king. Then prophet like they held him. This is another reason. Prophet like held him father to a line of kings, and the witches finally predicted that he's going to be the father of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown. Of course, the crown that Macbeth is wearing now is a fruitless one, because he knows it too well that the kingship is not going to remain with him. So he's in a state of extreme anxiety and fear. They hailed him to a father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown and put a barren scepter in my grip. Scepter is that long rod which the king holds. Okay, and it is a symbol of power and authority. But then this scepter which Macbeth is holding also seems to be barren and hollow, because the kingship is not going to remain with him. Thence to be wrenched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. So no children of Macbeth would succeed him as the king. If it be so, for Banquo's issue have I filed my mind, for them the gracious Duncan have I murdered, put rancors in the vessel of my peace, only for them. So if it is for this that I have destroyed my peace of mind, is it for this that I have killed Duncan, that Banquo's children are going to be the king, given to the common enemy of man to make them kings? Sorry. The seeds of Banquo's king, rather than so, come fate into the list and champ into the utterance. So he's now calling on the instruments of fate, and he's telling, is it for this that I have done so much of hard work, so much of effort that I have put in? And then the servant comes back with few people. Who are these people? Let's see. Enter servant with 2 murderers to the servant. Now go to the door and stay there till we call. So remain at the door, he instructs the servant, so that nobody sees that Macbeth is talking to someone. So go to the door and keep guard. And to these people he's asking, was it not yesterday that we spoke together? Murderers. It was, so please your highness. So This is the second meeting of Macbeth with the murderers, because the previous day also he have had a discussion with them. Macbeth. Well then, now have you considered of my speeches? Know that it was he as in Banquo. Know that it was he in the times past which held you so innocent, so under fortune, which you thought had been our innocent self. So Macbeth is reminding these murderers that please remember it was Banquo who kept you under him and did not give you what y'all deserve. This I made good to you in our last conference. This I made you realize in our last meeting. This I made to you good in our last conference, past in probation with you, how you were bone in hand, how cross. The instruments who wrought with them, and all things else might too. Half a soul, and to a notion crazed, say, thus did Banquo. So I explained everything to you, how y'all were misguided, how y'all were not given whatever is due to you. And then only y'all realized that yes, Banquo did all of it. Until now, y'all have been under the impression that it was both Banquo and Macbeth, but now you know it has been only Banquo who had mistreated you. Now, what mistreatment Banquo has done is not told to us. But then, this is what Macbeth tells. First murderer, you made it known to us. I did, and so went further, which is now our point of second meeting, and that is why I wanted to meet you all for the second time. Do you find your patience so predominant in your nature that you let go this? Are you so gospel to pray for this good man and for his issue, whose heavy hand had bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever? So are you all such nice people that the person who had, mistreated you for so long, you all are forgiving him? First murderer, we are men, my liege. Liege is lord. No, no, we are absolutely men enough to avenge all the wrongs that have been done to us. Macbeth, I, in the catalogue, yea, go for men. Of course, you all are men. That is what the catalogue says. That is what the people say. As hounds and greyhounds, figure of speech is simile, as grounds, greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, slouch, waterrug, demi-wolves are clept all by the name of dogs. Then he names all the dogs and say that of course there are all dogs, but then there are some dogs which you can pet because they are too tender, and some dogs are very ferocious. They attack like anything. So even though they are all dogs, they are not the same. So the similar is the case with y'all, that even all of you are men, all of you are very powerful, but then not all of you are that aggressive to avenge the wrong that you'll have been subjected to. The valued file distinguishes the swift, the slow, the subtle, the housekeeper, the hunter, everyone, according to the gift which bounteous nature hath in him closed, whereby he does receive particular attention from the bill that writes them all alike. And so of men, now you have a station in the file, not in the worst rank of manhood, say it, and I'll put that business in your bosoms, whose execution takes your enemy off, grapples you to the heart and love of us, who were our help, but sickly in his life, which in his death were perfect. So tell me, what kind of men are you? Are you like those dogs who are very ready to get pet? Or are you like those who are willing to attack? If you all are of the second category, then let me give you that zeal within you, in your bosom, so that you all can go and take revenge of whatever has happened. In other words, Macbeth is trying to incite these men so that, you know, they could go and kill Banquo, because Macbeth in his mind has already plotted Banquo's murder, and he has already in his mind jotted down the reasons why he needs to murder Duncan. Banquo. Interesting to note here, my dear students, that this time Macbeth does not consult Lady Macbeth. Even Lady Macbeth is not yet informed of his decision. So we see the growing distance between Macbeth and Lady Macbeth. Macbeth is no longer close to Lady Macbeth, and he doesn't share all the details that are needed to be shared. On the earlier occasions, we've seen Macbeth would be late in coming. That's why he writes a letter to tell everything. But now, even though they are staying in the same house under the same roof, he's not willing to share things with Lady Macbeth. So we see the growing distance between Macbeth and Lady Macbeth here. Second murderer. I am one, my liege, whom the wild blows and the buffets of the world had so incensed that I am reckless that I do spite the world. So he says, I am one of those men who are ready to attack. And I, another first murderer, so weary with disasters, tugged with fortune that I would set my life on any chance to mend it or to read on it. And the first murderers also say, yes, I am also another individual who is ready to avenge. Macbeth, both of you know Banquo was your enemy. True, my lord. So is he mine, and in such a bloody distance that every minute of his life thrust against my nearest of life. Such a person who is deliberately highlighting why Banquo should be eliminated. He says that the mere presence of Banquo puts a question mark on my life. And though I could with barefaced power sweep him from my side and bid my will avouch it, yet I must not. See, he's making it very clear that even I can go and kill Banquo, but I will not. And why does he say that? For certain friends that are both his and mine, whose love I may not drop, but veil his fall, who I myself struck down. So we have some common friends, and the moment I remove Banquo as a threat, those friends will turn against me. And so I need to express that I am extremely sorry for the loss of a dear person and cannot kill him. And thence it is that I to your assistance do make love, making the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons. And that it is this reason why that I wish you to go and commit the murder. Second murder. We shall, my lord, perform what you command us through our lights. Macbeth. Your spirit shine through you. Within this hour at most, I will advise you where to plant yourselves, acquaint you with the perfect spy of the time. The moment on it for must be done tonight. So Macbeth is not keen on wasting any more time. He points it out directly that he is going to give out all the detailed instruction where these murderers should be hiding and at what time they should be attacking on Banquo. And that it has to be done tonight. And something from the palace were always thought that I require a clearness. And also interestingly, Banquo must be killed a little away from the palace so that people stop suspecting. And with him the leave no rubs nor botches in the work, Fleance his son that keeps him company, whose absence is no material to me than in his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. So please ensure not to leave behind any mark of the crime. Also remember to clear the Fleance from the scene, to murder Fleance because he is also a threat. Resolve yourselves apart. I will come to you anon. Y'all may leave now. I will come to y'all and meet y'all soon. So, what I was saying is, Macbeth had grown extremely aloof from Lady Macbeth. And here, what we see is Macbeth has become a shrewd politician. He is purposely, when he was asking questions to Banquo in the first half of the scene, we've seen how he was fishing out information. When are you going? How far are you going? Who else is going with you? So all detailed information he fleshed out with a lot of um, cunningness, with a lot of shrewdness. And now he's using these informations to pass on to the murderer so that his threat is removed from position. What is interesting to note here is previously Macbeth was not so mature as an individual. He needed the assistance of Lady Macbeth to commit everything. Now, having performed one murder, he has become so resolved, so confident, and such a hardened man that he is plotting the murder of an individual on his own. And at the same time, he is doing that with a lot of details and precision in mind. Interestingly, he does not share anything with his wife. Okay, so these are the ways in which Macbeth has been growing and evolving. Macbeth, I'll call upon you straight, abide within. When I call you, you will come to me. And the murderers exit. It is concluded, Banquo, thy soul's flight, if it be heaven, must find it tonight. So he is determined once the murderers leave that if you are to go to heaven, then today only it has to be that day. The scene ends here. I've already given you the dramatic significance of this scene while explaining the growing distance between Macbeth and Lady Macbeth and the growth and evolution of Macbeth. Interesting to note here is one more thing, that Macbeth is becoming a hardcore politician also. The way he convinces the murderers of the for the purpose to need to eliminate Banco is also noteworthy. Alright, we'll stop here for the day. See you very soon with the next video. Till then, take very good care of your health and goodbye. Also, do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel.